tell you a completely off the record story. Now, this is silly, and I want you to understand. I do not care. It does not matter. But I do want to tell you. And I'm going to keep it vague so we don't know who we're talking about. But I am going to tell you because I just decided, why not? All right, so anyway, we threw this convention, right? We're going to do this display stand. It has some minor creasing, some minor damage. There's a nick on the back, but you can't see it on the front. So anyway, I'll tell you all about it. So what happened? Do you have a factory area of unpainted hair in the Lobot? So what happened is we threw the show, right? So there was this guy, an old school guy, really rich old school guy, massive collection, rich guy, right? And he came, and there was these two guys that rented a booth. And they called me ahead of time and they said, do you think it'd be okay for us to rent a booth? I know we've had a lot of problems in the past because they're two of those people that always bust my chops, always bust the IC's chops. You guys know who they are. But they said, could we come? We won't cause any trouble. I said, sure, no problem. You could come, no problem. So they bought a $400 booth. Now, if you looked at the vendor booths, they were $600. The cheap ones were $400. And those were more for like artists and stuff like that. But it was okay if you were a vendor. Matthew R. Johnson and Wade West, you got a bid. Oh no, you're bidding on the stand. That's fine. I thought you were bidding on this. I was like, bid earlier, man. But anyway, so there was a really fancy pants collector, rich guy, right? Just sold, I think it was $175,000 worth of stuff off of the Hakes auction, the recent Hakes auction. So if you want to dig into it, feel free to find out who it was. I don't care. Once I tell you the story, you're going to be unbelievably shocked. But I don't understand this, why sometimes in the collecting community people will do this. So there were these two guys. They rented a booth, and they were guys that have given me grief for about 3 years. But I always say, if you ever want to come back and it's water under the bridge, come back out to ICCCon. We'll all be civil, we'll all be friends, and we can always rebuild a friendship. That's fine. So they came out, they rented their booth, and I said, hello, have a great day. And I noticed there was this guy, this quote-unquote old-school super collector, that was sitting there. And I thought that was weird because those two tables only come with 2 vendor badges. Yet he had a vendor badge around his neck. So he took, I'd say, 3/4 of one of their tables, and he laid out his stuff. So I put one of my people on it to keep an eyeball on that, because I thought it was weird that he got in with a vendor badge but didn't pay for one. So he didn't pay for a table, didn't pay for a vendor badge. He just made $150,000, $175,000 easily no, more than that. He had a rocket fed in there. So $300,000 he just made on a Hakes auction. Super duper rich. And so I see him at ICCCon with no badge, with a badge, but a stolen badge or a something badge, not paid for, and with table space that he didn't pay for. So I had my folks watch him and keep an eyeball on him, and I checked it out. And at the end of the show, I found out, I went up to them and I said, hey, great job. You know, I asked the two guys at the first booth, how did you do? And I knew that they already cleared $45,000. Which is unbelievable on a booth that cost them $400. But they cleared $4,500. So I said, how'd you do? And they said, the first guy said, oh, not really good, man. And I was like, whatever. The second guy said, oh, we really did well, man. Thank you. And I said, you know what, bro? I appreciate that. That's honesty. I appreciate that. This guy over here just lied to me and said you guys didn't do that good when I know you cleared $45,000. So I walked over to the next guy that was sitting there. Now remember, this is the super rich super collector. Super rich, that just made a bucket of money. And it was all from sales, from stuff he got from Kenner folks that was not paid for proper pricing. You know, the guys that went around there and did all that stole old people's stuff that were like created our childhood. But whatever, you know, you already got a bad moral compass there as far as I'm concerned. But whatever. So anyway, I go up to this guy, I go, how did you do, man? And he goes, I did really, really good, thank you. And I said, hey man, I know you did good because I heard you cleared $100,000 by Saturday night. And he was like, oh, he's like this, right? So I go, okay, cool. So then I get an update later, right? And my security detail comes to me. And they say, hey, man, We only had one problem, one guy we had to throw out, and it's because he didn't have a badge, and those guys over in the corner snuck him in. And I'm like, what do you mean snuck him in? He's like, they switched badges or something so he could get in, and then he didn't have a badge. Now, this guy said he was going to get in without a badge. He caused all the hassles on the room sale page, stuff like that, so they got him in. This guy they found at this booth, and this booth got him in. So not only did they steal the badge for the super collector that literally just cleared 350 grand on the most recent Hakes auction, go look it up, but also claimed $100,000 on a $400 table at a convention for collectors by collectors that he did not pay for. And he snuck in a guy that required 3 of my armed security to grab and, not grab, but actually remove and walk out of the convention. Now, the security at this convention, we are not there to hold hands. We are not there for your silly, childish drama. We're not there to help you carry your hundreds of thousands of dollars you make for free for stealing. That's stealing. There's no two ways about it. That man stole a badge to my show, he stole a table section, and he helped get people in, which is thievery. I even had an old school collector write me and say, you can't do that. He's one of the nicest guys in this hobby. And I said, that nice guy in this hobby is a thief. And here are the facts. So anyway, I laid out the facts. I told him he's never allowed to come back to ICCCon. I told those 2 fools in the corner that snuck in a guy they're never allowed to come back to ICCCon. And I also told their sister group who helped them sneak in that they're not allowed to come back to ICCCon anymore. So if you know what group that is, you know what group that is. So next, the guy that got thrown out of ICCC had the audacity to put up a podcast saying how he snuck in, how he was able to do it, how he was able to stick it to the man, blah, 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 blah. On that podcast, he named the rich guy in the booth, he named the other 2 guys in the booth, and explained how they were the ones that snuck him in. So not only were they grimy enough to try to steal from us on a convention where I'm making the bottom line so darn cheap for everybody, it's ridiculous, but they also snuck in other people, and then they made a podcast to brag about it. So anyway, all those people aren't allowed to come. That one guy that made the $100,000 at the con and made $350 literally the week before because he's such a super collector that literally doesn't have as much Star Wars as I've just sold tonight left because he's blown it all out, is the nicest guy in the world, and he gets other super collectors to call me and give me grief for that because he stole. Now here's the thing, I don't mind that they stole. I don't mind he snuck in because he's so cheap he had to steal a $400 badge. I don't mind that he stole a prototype Dagobah from me 4 years ago. I don't mind any of these things because I don't hold those grudges. What I do mind is that these guys, with their silliness in high school and childish drama because they don't know how to interact in society, caused 3 of my security guards to be pulled off their stations and deal with these fools. Now, those 3 security guards, their job is not to deal with fools. Their job is not to walk around and handhold. Their job is to keep you safe. Their job is when there was an autistic kid that got lost at that time, their job was to drop everything and find him. And they found him in under 30 seconds. His dad lost him. His dad was in the lobby. They found him at the Lego table in under 30 seconds. That's what ICCCon security is for. That's what we pay for. That's what we want to make safe. We want to make the people have a good time, get entertained, and enjoy themselves. And if you're going to be a thieving, bottom-feeding scumbag that is bad for this hobby, that hurts this hobby, and you have the audacity to take away 3 armed security guards because you have to be a 2-year-old that could have been looking for that kid, thank God they found him in 30 seconds. If they didn't find him in 30 seconds, this would be a different story. Because they wouldn't just be banned from coming, there would be cops at their door. Because not only did they do something illegal, not only did they have conscious, illegal, felony-level trespassing, but they made a podcast about it. So, I hope that idiot with his $450,000 and his little old school friends can all pat each other on the back at Celebration because they were able to stick it over on ICCCon. Still doesn't change the fact they come to our show. It still doesn't change the fact if you want collectibles, if you want the best convention in the world, if you want the best collectibles in the world all in one place, and the kindest people, you come to ICCCon. But those people, their group, can never come back. And those are all facts, and I won't tell you who it is, but you feel free to go look up that Hakes auction. Now, we're back to this. The podcast, they took down the podcast when I told them it was a felony. I did rip it, so I got that going for me. But you could look into it, talk to anybody else. Everybody knows it's like the big drama. And the only reason why I'm saying it right now is because I was just thinking about it. I wasn't ever going to say anything about this, and I'm not going to bash people or throw them under the bus or whatever, but I am just... The sheer fact that what we do is you have 16 people on a leadership team. Yeah, David Becker knows who they are. You have 16 people on a leadership team that kill themselves all year to provide you a convention where we make no money. There's no money. None. Literally, we broke even this year. Like, I mean, we didn't even break $1,000 profit for 16 people total. So, I mean, we're trying to break even to bring you the best show at the cheapest costs. When people steal, especially people that have made $450,000 off of Star Wars toys in the past 2 months, it's wrong. And I am sick and tired of these old school people holding each other's hands because you knew XYZ back in the day. You know what else I'm sick of? Why is there always a rocket firing Boba Fett for sale? Do you want to know why? Because there's a picture with all these scumbags with 120 of them sitting in front of them with a big old pile of rockets. Rocket Fetts are less rare than those Hungarian bootlegs I just showed you. But the thing is their nonsense narrative and their panels and their this and their that and their nonsense old school drive has given them the ability to completely control this market. It's sad. But they don't have control anymore. ICCC is in control. IC is in control. And the reason why is because we're throwing better conventions than the mouse. For cheap. For everybody. For collectors, by collectors. And if you're going to steal from other collectors, go have a good life. Because you're a bottom-feeding scumbag. How much were we on this? I apologize. No, 5 Idiots Talking Toys are very nice guys. They did not have anything to do with it. Actually, this person, one of the people that the guy who snuck in and did the Dirtbag podcast episode, he actually always picks on 5 Idiots Talking Toys as well. He's not a nice person. And he has a silly, silly hat on all the time. I don't know why. But maybe he thinks he's Neil Caffrey, or maybe he thinks he's a newsie, but he looks ridiculous. Why be that cheap? Why be that cheap? If you've made $450,000 off Star Wars toys in the past 2 years, why not split a $400 table with somebody? He could have done the same exact job if he would have spent on a general admission badge. It would have literally cost him $100 to not steal. But instead, he stole when he cleared $450,000. When he cleared $100,000 cash on the floor of the con. 6 figures. 6 figures in a weekend. Baseball players don't make that money. Maybe they do, but still. And then you're going to have the audacity to have one of your old school guys call me and go, oh, blah, blah, blah is the nicest guy. If you're not... He actually said, one of these old school guys, right? I won't even tell you his name. But he wrote to me after the convention. He goes like this. He goes, blah, blah, blah is the nicest guy in the world. I can't believe you removed him from your convention. I can't believe it. He's so nice. I'll tell you what, if you keep him that he's still banned, I'm not coming next year. I said, dude, you've never come before. I don't care if you come. And then I made a meme. And the meme was, you know, from Jurassic Park. It was hilarious. But you know where he's like, Dotson, we've got Dotson here. See, nobody cares. And that's what I did. But I replaced his name with Dotson. And I sent that to him. Since then, he's been quiet. Since then, that little garbage group, which is all into ice cream lately, if you want a little hint. But that garbage group that loves their ice cream, they've been banned. And they threw me out of that group. And I've never done anything wrong in that group. I didn't even mention publicly this until right now. So go out there, dig in the back, and look into it. But there are thieves and scumbags in this thing, and they hide and pretend they are the cool super collectors. Because, oh, we make swag. Oh, you know what? We got swag too, and our swag's way better than yours. So, how much is this? I don't even care. Sorry. Who's winning? Yes, him doing that is stealing money from other vendors as well. That man walked in and stole $100,000 out of that room from other vendors. So if you were a vendor at the con, figure out who it was and reach out to him and tell him what you think. That was a good hint. You know what? And I don't care about giving good hints. I don't even care anymore, Dave. I'll be honest, man. I am so sick and tired of these little petty-ante people stealing from other collectors, stealing from new people, and then trying to pretend that they're the custodians of this hobby. They're not the custodians of this hobby. So enjoy your ice cream. Enjoy your ice cream. Enjoy your 35 different flavors of ice cream. Enjoy. Congratulations, Baskin Robbins. You're garbage. It's not Baskin Robbins. So anyway, over 20 years I've been involved with this community, and the stuff you just said has to be my biggest issue. I refuse to be more prominent. I refuse to be more prominent in our group. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's ridiculous, man, and it's ridiculous. These low-end people, man, that I'm telling you, and that's the thing. You can always tell people, right? There are kind people that don't have a dollar, and there are filthy, bottom-feeding scumbags that are rich. And there are kind people that are rich, and there are filthy, bottom-scheming dumbags that don't have a dollar. There's good people and there's bad people in this world. It's more important to be a good person. And yes, karma will even all of them out eventually. And I believe in God too, and He has a hand in that as well. But it still doesn't change the fact that going down with somebody who makes that much money off of this community was a complete shock. And I did shut up about it, but you know what? I was just thinking about it, and I've been banned from their group. I've been shut down. They deleted the podcast, and then I got reached out to by the old school Illuminati to tell me that I had to let the guy back in that literally stole a table, stole a badge. I had complete proof and snuck somebody in, which caused 3 of my security to be detained dealing with a moron that was playing Little Drama high school games instead of finding an autistic child. These are the people. These are the people that pretend they're nice. These are the people that people think are kind. Because you know what? On the surface, they pretend they are. But underneath, they are filthy, bottom-feeding dirtbags. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't eat their ice cream if it was free. And their merch is garbage. It really is. Their swag is garbage. Go put it up against anybody else's swag. People make phenomenal swag. Their swag is garbage. The old school Illuminati is a thing of the past. ICCCon is here to stay. They can either get on the train, play with us, play nice, or they can get the heck off the tracks because we're coming through and we can't be stopped. It is impossible. I will not quit. The team will not quit. The leadership team will not quit. The team will not quit. None of the admins will quit. None of the admins of the 27 Facebook groups will quit. And none of the Facebook groups that are good Facebook groups or the good old school guys that are good old school guys will take this nonsense anymore. Because I refuse to shut up about it. Because what are they going to do? None of them throw a convention. What are they going to do? They need it. They need it, obviously. $100,000. He cleared $100,000 in a weekend, folks. And he couldn't, not only could he not pay the $400 for the table, not only could he not pay the $100 for a general admission badge, but he also snuck in people and then allowed them to be snuck in, which caused my security to have to go deal with that. I'm sorry, folks, but that's beyond sabotage. That's just being a scumbag. So I'm not putting it up with it anymore. I don't care. I don't care if they kick me out of their little clubs. I don't care if I'm not allowed to go to XYZ party on a boat. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if I'm allowed to go to a social event in the summer in somebody's backyard where they can't fix their sidewalk for 15 years because they'd rather spend all their money on toys so they got a sidewalk you could break your neck on. I mean, last time I went to that event, I did bring them about $300 worth of alcohol, but I guess that doesn't get you any credit with these people. But whatever, you know, I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. Sick of it. Who's winning on the stand? Sorry, everyone. And I just ranted for like 20 minutes. I apologize. Unreservedly. But I did want to say something, and I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't. He does eat ice cream. I'm not trying to be political. But the group I got banned with has very much ice cream swag. I think ice cream is the thing they love the most. So feel free to go look out there and find out who the scumbags were that stole, that committed a felony, that held up security so they couldn't help with certain things, and that made $140,000 on a grand total of $800 worth of tables and stole a badge. Of course the viewers are here. You know why the viewers are here? Go look at the viewers. Go look at who the viewers are. The viewers are all the old school guys that give us crap and hate us, but it still doesn't change the fact that we allow them to stay in the group. Because as long as you don't cuss, as long as you don't steal, as long as you don't sell repro, you're allowed to be part of the IC, because we are not petty children. He made $100,000. Technically, he stole $500. And technically, he also snuck somebody in who then made a podcast bashing us, who then got me removed from a bunch of groups, or from a group. I am so sick of the old school, and I will fight till my dying day. They are going to have to kill me to stop me. Yeah, there you go. Wayne knows. It's so true. That's the way it is, man. I don't understand these people. And the thing is, I tried to be so cool. I tried to hook them up with so much stuff, and it's like, oh, I don't know. The sheer fact that you're, 50 years old and you're sneaking into something, you should just blow your brains out, man. Sorry, I apologize. I didn't mean to say that. Don't do that. Get help if you are thinking that. Don't do that. But still, I mean, if you're 50 years old and you're still sneaking into toy conventions, you're a big time loser. No, the thing is, brother, Mario, the thing is, man, is here's the thing. You ready? Jay-Z said it best. He said, if I shoot you, I'm brainless. If you shoot me, you're famous. What am I supposed to do? So I won't say their names, because the thing is, man, is they're insignificant belly button lint. But once I start saying their names, they become something. Because when I say somebody's name, then it brings big things and this, that, and the other. And so I won't even say their name. But you guys can feel free to go look. I definitely wasn't as vague as I needed to be. They're going to be literally shaking in their boots right now. But yeah, man, I'll tell you, if I get any ice cream swag, I'm throwing it in the garbage, and I think you should do the same. Just saying. Where are we at on this one? I'm so sorry. It was bidding, and it's way back, but I did promise it was going to go. I don't know. How much are we at on this one? Let's get back to this. I'm sorry, folks. We only have 5 minutes left. I apologize. I didn't mean to get get off track like that. I'm sorry. Look at that. 100 viewers. People love drama. Welcome to the 100 viewers are watching. If you know who I'm talking about, you know they're a scumbag. You know they're a scumbag. But all I know, honestly, if it just happened, like, people have stolen in the past. People have done this in the past. And even though I talk to them directly and I say, hey, dude, you're a jerk, man. I've never done this. And the reason why I've never done this is because I don't care. There are bad people in this world. There are scumbags in this world. There are thieves in this world. So it's fine. Whatever. That is something they're going to have to deal with their soul. It's got nothing to do with me. But my problem is this year, their shenanigans for being children took away 3 of my security guards during a very important time. Now, everything worked out, thank God. But I don't know. I don't know. It's very, very bad. It shouldn't be like that. It's a little kid. It's a little kid, and it did not take longer because my security detail is phenomenal. But it could have taken longer to find him, and he was a little lost autistic kid. And these people never think about anyone but themselves. So they even had the audacity to make a podcast about it. A podcast about committing a felony. That's how dumb they are. What are you going to do? Showcase Con in Slidell. Where's Slidell, man? I don't know. I don't know about that stuff. I love you too, brother. We got Kelly Ray at 110. I think somebody wrote something higher. There we go. Matthew R. Johnson. Wade West is at 395. Hey, Matthew, thanks for paying attention, brother. I appreciate it. It was not Matthew R. Johnson, even though him and Mike Stafford had one of the coolest booths I've ever seen at any convention ever in my life. It was like everything graded. It was awesome. Yes, there are instructions for the stand. I'm sorry. I've dropped it like 45 times. Yep, there they are. There are instructions for the stand. Sorry, everybody. They're a little bit faded. You can see where they were folded. This side was in the sun, I guess. This side's fine. But they're a little bit faded. But yes, it does come with the instructions. And then you got guys like, yeah, Rick Peverata, got your blood flowing. You got guys like Rick Peverata that come down and spend $8 billion, and we appreciate you too, man. But, spent $3K at Mike and Matt's booth. There you go. Dion, how nice was their booth? It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Their booth was something to behold. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about the stand. I've been frustrated. But look, it's no worse than it was. And now it comes with instructions because I forgot about those. So it's moving up in the world. Well, we got 95 viewers. So everybody loved the drama. But the drama's over, folks. So if you're just here for the drama, bye. If you're here because you're awesome, hey, how you doing? Plus, I got to end this in 1 minute because Rick Peverata, buddy, it's your turn. Rick Peverata, go watch Rick Peverata's awesome show. He's going to do a live auction where there will be substantially less yelling and screaming and breaking the stuff you're bidding on. Because he's a professional. All right, folks. Where are we at? We're going to sell this one. We're going to finish it off. It's still super duper cheap. $395 Wade West. I'm going to literally sell this right now-ish. So if you want to bid, get in right now. It's at 3 something. And the left foot on the small V is more rectangular. Don't forget. That's extremely important. Wade West is at $395. We're going to call it. Thanks, John Noakes. I'm just tired of taking it, man, because here's the thing. Back in the day, they used to have power. And the reason why they used to have power is because there was a pocket of people that thought the world rose and set with the lies they would spew. They don't have the power anymore, man. I didn't see any of them going to Graceland with the Emperor. The paradigm has shifted. Welcome to the IC. Join, get on the train, and all will be forgiven and forgotten. Or get the heck off the tracks, because we're going to run you over. We ain't stopping. All right, everybody. Who won? You know what? He wanted it anyway. Wade West wanted it anyway. $395. 1, 2, 3. Sold. $395 to Wade West. Go watch Rick Peverata's video. He's awesome and a good dude. Go check it out. And thank you very much for hearing me rant and roar. I am sorry. I don't ever mean to do that, but I thought something should be said, and I don't think I'm going to not say things anymore, so they better watch out for the future, because the reserved Mike Havens that doesn't say things about people being bad people and thieves, people being thieves, is gone. If you break a rule by accident, that's okay. If you do something wrong by accident, that's okay. We all make mistakes. But I think the days of putting up with people that bash the IC, you know what? Well, we'll see how that works out. I know I have a couple admins that have been waiting for me to just say, you know what? The rules are out the window from now on. If somebody bashes on the IC regularly, just remove them. But we'll lose about 20 members, but who cares? They're bad people that treat us bad and are thieves, as has been obviously proven by the story I just told. And feel free to talk to anybody that was at the show. They all heard it. Go watch Rick Peverato's show. He's going to do an awesome job. I love you, Rick. Sorry for running late, brother. I will not bend to frustration. I'm not going anywhere. This isn't even my real job. I think that's what kills them so much, is because this has nothing to do with my bottom line, so they can't break me. Because I don't care. So I'm here fighting for you, and I'm going to keep it up. I love you all. Thank you for being part of the IC. And remember what it means to be part of the IC. What does it mean? It means you teach, you learn, and you grow the hobby. I love you all. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. And I hope to see you in Celebration. If I do not, I will see you very soon at an IC meetup, or I'll see you again on a live video. Talk to you soon. Have a great night, and thanks for buying the stuff on this auction. I will see you later.